I'm Vic Myers. Welcome to The Resistance. In episode 8 of the Resistor Vic Podcast, A Point of View, I talked about how we're trained to see the world from just one angle, the one they want us to see, not through our own lens, but through theirs. And now here we are, just not even 2 weeks later, and sections of the U.S. Constitution suddenly disappeared from the government's own website. Not all of it, just very specific parts of Article 1. And what happens? A flood of videos go up talking about habeas corpus and due process, Fifth Amendment. Like that's what this was all about. But here's the thing. The Fifth Amendment wasn't even part of what disappeared. That's not what this was. This was about Article 1, the part of the Constitution that defines the limits and the powers of Congress, sets boundaries for the states, prevents the president from ruling by force or fiat. So let me ask what no one else seems to be asking. Why those sections? I mean, one of two things happened. Either A, it was a glitch, a coding error, no big deal, it was just a bug. Or B, it wasn't. And if it wasn't, then we have to ask, why those sections? Why not the preamble? Why not something forgettable like how many days can Congress recess? Why did the parts disappear that say the president can't take money without congressional approval, that Congress controls the military, that states can't print their own money, raise their own armies, or cut deals with foreign governments? Why were those the ones taken offline? Let's look at what was actually taken down. From Section 9, the ban on indefinite detention without charges, the ban on retroactive punishment, the ban on punishing people without a trial, the rule that Congress, and not the president, controls the money, the emoluments clause, which blocks federal officials from accepting gifts or payments from foreign powers. And from Section 10, the rule that says states can't act like their own countries. No state treaties, no state currencies, no state armies, no titles of nobility at the state or federal level. And from the final part of Section 8 that nobody even knows was taken down, the power of Congress to make the rules that govern the military, the power to call up the militia to defend the Union, and the necessary and proper clause, the part that allows Congress to actually enforce the rest of it. These weren't just missing words. They were parts of the Constitution that make Congress a co-equal branch of government. Take these out and Congress becomes symbolic, powerless to lead, unable to check the president, and stripped of the authority to carry out the will of the people. So here's what I got to say, folks, loud and clear. You got to read the Constitution. Not the summaries, not the clickbait. Read the document. If you're one of those Bible reading types, read it the same way, line by line, verse by verse. Study it, understand it, because part of how we fight fascism is by knowing what they're trying to take away. And that starts by picking up the manual they don't want you to look at. These weren't just clauses. They were safeguards. They're the parts that say the president doesn't rule alone. Congress makes the rules. The military answers to the law, not to the man. Foreign money can't buy political power. No kings, no bribes, no exceptions. So why take those particular parts down? Because they're testing your point of view. They're testing to see what you'll notice and what you won't. If you saw that headline and said, oh, that's about habeas corpus, they already got what they wanted, you're part of the problem, because that wasn't just one clause. This was about power, unchecked. You don't have to burn the Constitution to destroy it. You just have to make people stop looking at the parts that matter. Thanks for listening. Good day.